In all competitive games, a metagame develops, and usually with it, a mutual understanding between players that not all characters are created equal.
What the fuck?
However, in today's gaming age, developers are able to tweak metas by buffing and nerfing characters through patches to make them more balanced or viable. And in many instances, it works. But occasionally it doesn't, and some characters never truly find their place in competitive play. In fact, some of them become the targets of ridicule. They become memes. Meme characters are mechanically broken, community-driven jokes, typically selected only in poor taste. But the joke is usually inconsequential and destined to fade into obscurity. In Rainbow Six Siege, one such character has refused to accept this fate, and ironically, through his perceived uselessness, has risen as a wildly popular cult figure within the game's community. His name is Alexander Tachanka Sanaviev, and to many, he is the Lord.
We're not worthy! We're not worthy!
Tachanka's tale is a complex one. It's the bittersweet story of a character who doesn't fit into his own game, and a community that embraced him because of it.
I love him. Why do you love him? Because of the meme.
It's also the story of a passionate and dedicated development team struggling to correct their greatest mistake without upsetting a fan base who gave it a life of its own. But before we get into that, let's answer the question, who is the Lord? Tachanka is a release defense operator whose name references Russia's World War I horse-drawn machine gun carriages, which, like many aspects of Russian life, had their own song. While Tachanka might be heavily armored, he lacks the mobility of his 20th century namesake, and is one of the slowest operators in Siege. And although his primary and secondary weapons are actually half decent, the main source for his ridicule lies in his special ability.
LMG, mounted and loaded!
That's right, Tachanka can set up a mounted, drum-fed LMG, capable of tearing through drywall just as easily as his opponents. Now in theory, this might sound pretty fucking badass. But in practice, not so much.
I'm saving that. There's something wrong with this Tachanka gun. There's something wrong with it.
The problem is that Rainbow Six Siege is about movement and information. And because almost all surfaces can be destroyed or penetrated by gunfire, standing still in the open is a recipe for being made into Swiss cheese. Unfortunately for Tachanka, his turret simply doesn't have a great place in the game. It takes forever to set up and take down. Your movement is limited while using it, and you can't set it up too close to cover because the weapon needs room to be maneuvered. In fact, Tachanka's overall kit is ranked so lowly by players that many even think Recruit, the default operator selected if you fail to pick another, is considered a more viable pick because he offers more in-game utility. All of these factors combine to make Tachanka one of the least picked and effective operators in Siege. And only a few months after the game's release, he had become known as one of its worst operators.
It was really difficult for us because it was like how to say that? It's like because we didn't make that many mistakes, I think, like when we were working on this game. And Tachanka is one of them. And if you look at how many operators we had in the game, I mean, it's not that. One operator that actually doesn't really play how we thought the game will be playing. But it's this one mistake, it's rubbed in our face every day on every front.
But Ubisoft's mistake had developed an underdog status, and over time, a strange fame. Tachanka had ascended from being a mere mortal to Lord Tachanka. Seemingly, the first time someone called him Lord Tachanka was YouTuber Microwave Gaming.
I'm also looking for more clips for a Kill of the Week montage by you, the viewers. If you would like to participate, then drop me a link or send me a video. If you have an ace with the Tachanka, then chances are you're going to be #1 because all hell Lord Tachanka.
And the basis of the Lord Tachanka meme is that he's so bad, He's actually incredible. People love him in the same way that they love watching The Room, 4th of July hot dog eating contests,
You're witnessing greatness, athletic mastery. This is not a parlor trick. This is not sleight of hand. This is Major League Eating's best ever.
and Star Wars?
It's a trap!
Wait a second, did you add this? I would never agree to this. Anyway, in an attempt to make Tachanka more balanced, Ubisoft introduced changes later in the year, during the mid-season reinforcements for Operation Red Crow. The adjustments included a bulletproof shield for his turret and some additional recoil to the gun itself. And it was in this update that Ubisoft began leaning into the community's love for the Lord Tachanka meme, highlighted by the inscription of the Russian word for Lord on his new turret shield and a special appearance by his voice actor Anatoly Zinoviev on the reveal stream.
Yeah, if you want to say what's up to the chat too, they're here, they're watching. They're really excited to see you.
LMG, mounted and loaded!
That's really awesome.
Yes, your eyes do not deceive you. The Lord even has a fan-created emote, which you will see spammed in Twitch chat.
Stay with me, bratuka!
In the end, the changes brought by Operation Red Crow did little to make Tachanka more effective, and even today, his pick rate remains quite low. But in spite of this, his meme god status has continued to be supported by Ubisoft, who in May of this year released an actual Lord Tachanka bundle. And at the 6th Major in Paris, Siege's eSports director Alexandre Remy explained to us why Ubisoft chose to embrace the Lord meme.
Overall, and not purely talking about Tachanka, what we've been seeing I'd say, between end of year 2 and beginning of year 3 is that the operator as characters, as personalities, are starting to grow in terms of popularity. We see more and more, whether it's fan art or memes or whatever you name it, people that are taking Ash, Ibana, all of the operators, the one that they relate the most to, and put them on as memes and icons. Tachanka was clearly the first one, so there's no particular ambition for us to really push Tachanka, but yes, to push all of the universe and all of the characters.
While most interaction with the Tachanka meme happens outside of the game, the Lord does make the occasional ranked appearance, just with questionable motivations.
It's only for when you're beating someone like 3-0 and you just want to rub it in that you're better than them. That's all he is like.
You've got to spawn peek on the turret. It's an embarrassment, and if you get peeked with that turret and you die and spawn, that's bad.
You know, when you're playing a game as well and someone uses it, you don't get angry, you sort of laugh and you just go along with it, and it's absolutely fantastic. It's a great thing, to be honest.
Even though Tachanka is often used for in-game trolling, his current state as a broken but beloved operator presents a complicated issue for Ubisoft.
With Tachanka, we are in a situation where we can't keep the turret. For sure, the turret doesn't belong to Siege. It doesn't work to stay static in a game like Siege, where it's all about creating whole new line of sight. So if we remove the turret, is it still Tachanka? See what I mean in terms of fantasy, in terms of event? It's beyond the gameplay. Maybe like 2 years ago, before I became a meme, maybe we would have just remove the turret, add something else, and no one will have ever said. But now there's so much involved around him, like it's touchy, it's touchy.
And therein lies the problem. How do you change the character without completely destroying his community-created identity? We asked Siege fans and personalities how they'd react to a significant Tachanka rework, and their answers only highlighted the division.
I'll probably be very unhappy because, you just can't change a meme like that. Like, if they try to make it more competitively viable, it would remove the meme completely, so probably be unhappy, yeah.
I think it's good for the community to have something like, it's on a lot of t-shirts, it's the banter of the community. I don't think they should touch him.
I'd love it, because he needs a complete rework. As soon as they gave other operators movable LMGs, he became irrelevant.
I have no idea what that change would be. Like, I think a plausible change would be that his turret can shoot through shields, and that would actually be legitimate. So then you would have a direct deterrent against a shield pushing site because you have a turret that can actually shoot through that kind of stuff. So that would be really cool.
So the question then becomes, what's more important? Having another viable operator in your game's meta, or leaving a community-born meme undisturbed? It's a puzzle that Ubisoft is still trying to solve.
There is no scenario where we just let him like that forever. We need to address this issue. But how to address it, it's where it's become complicated.
Regardless of where you stand on Lord Tachanka, whether you think he's a dying meme or he's Siege's patron saint, whether you think he should be buffed or just left alone, he elicits a reaction. And his presence in the game has not only contributed to the formation of Siege's unique communal identity, but it has also further informed Ubisoft's design choices behind operators going forward.
Tachanka is a great lesson for us. Like, we know like static gameplay doesn't work in Siege. You know, like you have to do more than that. You have to bring more than that. So we learn from the feedback that we have on previous operator, what they like, what they dislike, and that's one of the things that make you that makes the difference between a success and a flop is that how much you learn from your mistake. It's okay to make mistakes, but you have to acknowledge first that it was a mistake. You have to learn from them and move on.
So there you have it, Lord Tachanka. Proof that a meme is capable of positively shaping both a community's identity and the development philosophy behind one of esports' most exciting rising games. Sounds like more of a miracle than a mistake, right?
Cut.
You know, man, I always think that we're doing the Lord's work with this show.
Explaining memes to normies?
Hey man, the Lord loves all equally.
Who told you that?
He did.
Tachanka will always stand by you.
What the fuck?
How do you feel when people pick him instead of you?
I mean, there are people are doing a lot of mistakes, a lot of stupid things. I don't know what to say about this kind of people choosing Tachanka instead of Blackbeard. I mean, it's a sort of insane.
What would you say to all those people who are proclaiming the lordship of Tachanka?
You guys are wrong and I will come for you.